Hi everyone, this is Santiago Zapata, also known as Slashy. I'm an indie game developer, and today we're going to be visiting the 7-day roguelike celebration 2021, the first one. This is a virtual event that I organized, and it's happening at Temple of the Roguelike uh, via RogueNet, which is this virtual environment that I created. And So yeah, the idea is to just take a look at it and maybe share a little bit about how it's how I made it. I mean, how it's created or how I developed it. Um, so yeah, let's take a look. Basically, this year, well, it was like the 17th iteration of the 7-day roguelike challenge. I think 17th or 18th, not sure. And I decided to use the Temple of the Roguelike as a kind of virtual venue for the top 12 entries of the challenge as defined by the scoring of the reviewing committee, um, to display, I mean, to have a booth there where they could meet with other developers and other people, um, and share, I mean, and talk about games, talk about their games and roguelikes in general. So I also made this scheduler. This is like a simple tool to be able to find who's there at any given time. Let's see, for example, right now it's 6 p.m. here, and well, we are almost done with the schedule. We are only waiting for Bektis and Slogo, but probably there's also some other people there. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. This is the RogueNet client, and you can use it using any browser. And the interface is modeled after traditional roguelikes, of course. And okay, so we are here, and here is Captain Mango. This is actually Glenn Wickman, one of the original developers of Rogue. Let's increase the size a little bit of this. And he's walking towards me. Let's talk with him. He seems to be active because he was moving, so hopefully he will reply back. Okay, so the way that this works is you can move around the temple, and when you want to talk with someone, at least for this iteration, well, you bump into him, and then you create this kind of hangout, this private space where you can talk with that person. It's not a chat. I mean, I think that the main thing about this kind of space is um, the messages are not permanent. I mean, you don't have like a way to check the chat story or the chat history or anything like that. And we have like a, I don't know, a kind of I forgot the word. So he's watching me on Facebook and he's typing. It's like a recursive thing. Um, so yeah, I think it's more clear when there's more people um, inside. I mean, when you're in a space and there's like different groups of people, the Hangouts part is more clear. Uh, I have yet to watch Lucky. Everybody's talking about that show. I think it's about time to check it out. So let's head to the boots area on the north. And you can actually walk while the hangout is active. And so let's check the boots. This is the temple, or at least an idea, visualization of the temple of the roguelike. And This is like the entrance. Well, come follow me, Cap Mango. Okay, I'm up here. And the booths, as described in this map, are in the gardens east and west and in the center or the sanctum of the temple. So let's see who else is here. We had Resting here, the developer of Bloblike. And we also have, this is like the center area. We have Bectis, I see. Not sure what that IC means. And that's the developer of the Moeba Roguelike, I believe. And let's see who's here. Big Balls McFlurry is walking through. We have KO, I believe that's how he spelled it, I don't know. The developer of Autonomy. All of these are great games and totally worth checking out. Not there doesn't seem to be a lot more people, but well, it's still July the 8th. That's the date of the event, so hopefully more people will jump on the night. And yeah, that's like the way it works. There's like a virtual space for each one of these entries. I created this booth, which is like inspired on the theme of each one of them. I guess someone joined our conversation. Big Balls McFlurry. Where's the bathroom? Oh, whoops! Forgot to add rest rooms. But but there is a pool south of the East Garden. Hint, hint. Maybe he will want to use it, I don't know. Okay. All right. So I think I will just pretend this is like a convention or an expo, right? And I will just like visit each one of these booths and try to get some information about each one of these top 12 entries of this year. Um, and here's the top one. Enter the chronosphere. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There's like an embedded video here that you can see for each one of the entries. Enter the chronosphere. I played this one. It's pretty fun. I'm just going to let the short video go. Basically, there's not like a visible grid, but you move like on small increments of space. So there's like an underlying grid of sorts. And as you move, well, the goal of the game is pretty standard, right? Like going up or down, I forgot, surviving and killing enemies and getting new weapons. But it's the interesting part is how like the time is simulated like on slices of time, right? As the developer describes the game, it's slices of real-time action. So yeah, I'm going to full screen it. So that it's fun because you need to like calculate where the bullets are going and try to evade them while firing at other enemies, and it can get a little bit crazy in some levels where there are a lot of enemies. So this one's recommended. I believe it's been pretty well covered already because, well, it's the top entry. So lots of people has discussed it. Then we have Autonomy. That this one is interesting too because it's like two different worlds, right? So you're an AI, and I'm not really sure, but what's the ultimate goal? But one interesting part is that you you move between the kind of real world and the hacking interface. So you have to hack different devices. You cannot even move. I mean, when you start, you are just like this pod, and you need to hack into a robot and kind of possess it, or I don't know, like be able to use it to move around. So that's what you are doing here. This is where some of the combat happens, and you gotta like get to somewhere in the brain of the device and just gain control of it. In this case, that's what you just did. And then for the doors, for example, you also need to hack them in order to execute an instruction on it. For example, open the door. That's in this case, you do this so command kind of thing to use a command. So that one's is interesting too. Graphics are also pretty nice. Um, let's see what else. Okay, so here's the developer. Let's see. Oh no, this is not the developer. This is Captain Mango. Where is the developer? This is Jay. Jay is here. And I will have to leave this conversation for now and talk with Jay. Hi Jay. I'm live streaming you. Just talked a little bit about your game. I play. Oh, so this is all recursive. Okay. Again, if you want to join, you can still join. Jay is around there, and you can talk with him and ask him about the game. I'm going to continue my tour to the other booths. Let's continue here with Blob-like. So this is the I gave a look to it, but it's a little bit involved, I believe. I think Kisrari was playing yesterday. Um, so basically, this is like genetics, I don't know, like DNA thing. It's not conventional at all. Conventional at all. Um, Basically, every time you defeat an enemy, you kind of gain like what's the name? I believe it's like a genome, something like that. And then you can like stick it to one of your uh, slots. When I played, I wasn't able to get more slots, so I don't know how to get more. But then everything is like a trigger and an effect, right? And then the effect happens when you trigger it. So for example, the trigger may be move left, and then the effect may be like a stronger attack, and you have to maneuver around and make it the best use of these effects, right? I noticed here in this video that you can have more slots, more DNA slots. So yeah, I just gave it a quick look yesterday. Did not manage to play a lot, but it looks pretty interesting. That's Blob-like. Let's leave this conversation because I'm not paying attention, and that's one thing on the RogueNet is that even if it's textual conversation system, it's synchronous, right? You're meant to be there talking, not not idling or alt tabbing or doing other stuff, but actually being there. All right, so Dontry's fourth place in the average scoring. I have not played this one. Let's take a look at this video that the developer prepared, Anti. And here we have something. There were like 2 or maybe 3 entries that use Tetris-like mechanics. This one looks like even like a trailer, so that's pretty well done. And this one looks a little bit puzzly, so you have to place the Tetris pieces on the board, probably over these question marks, and do some stuff. So looks like a bit of a puzzle. Um, Lots of puzzle influences here. But still looks pretty traditional with the turn-based mechanics. Um, yeah, I cannot tell more because I haven't played it, but it looks like when you place the pieces in the question marks, they may be things like items or maybe monsters, chests, treasure chests, stuff. So yeah, looks interesting. I will have to play a little bit to know like if there's some kind of strategy. And you can also get more characters, more party characters it seems. If there's some strategy on placing the pieces. It also seems like you can move outside the, or maybe only the enemies can. I don't know. Outside the like cyan space created by the pieces. I don't know. But looks nice. Looks nice. Very pleasing visually, and it looks fun. I mean, I think it scored pretty well. So worth taking a look. Okay, this is the Dauntress boat. Let's continue in the East Garden, right? This is the East Garden, and there are 4 games here. So the first one is Chuckles of the Stellar Tyrant. From what I saw, it looks like more of an action roguelike as described by the developer. Actually, he made a 16 minutes long commentary video. So it might be worth like taking a look at. Um, and frankly, I haven't seen this one. Actually, I was confusing this one with another one by Pony Wolf. So that's different. This one I have no idea what it's about. I see some outside the grid movement. Um, the developer mentions that this is a fully physically simulated action roguelike. Um, when I see action roguelike, I imagine real time instantly, and I don't see a lot of real time here. So maybe the developer meant something different. Um, because yeah, I see everything is either on slices of time or grid based. So yeah, that's like a little bit different than I thought it would be based on the description, but there are some explosions, so I guess that's where the action comes from. And seems like a bit of sci-fi, space stuff, maybe some Star Wars things. Um, yeah, definitely worth checking the developer commentary. It's there, so if you visit the temple, you are going to see it here, and you can take a look at it. 60 minutes long. Then here is Rock Meteor. This is by Ponywolf, and I think this is the one. It's described as a retro sci-fi roguish game where you try to get yourself, I guess, off this godforsaken rock. Um, Another one that I haven't checked. This year I was not able to check a lot of games, but at least I managed to create or to prepare the RogueNet for this new iteration of the event, and it seems people has enjoyed it. It's still not very big, but at least the people that has gone in has had fun. And another thing that is interesting is that uh, and it was kind of unexpected, but I saw something this morning on Twitter and it made sense. And it's how it's useful as a way for people to kind of notice or get some get acquainted with these traditional roguelikes, as the roguelike category is used for for more broad types of games, it's interesting how some people doesn't even know about these traditional character-based or ASCII or whatever roguelikes. So it's interesting, like what is that? Some people will not create the connection between this interface and roguelikes. And the other thing is that since RogueNet is so streamlined, I mean the interface beside in spite of being character based is very streamlined. There are no commands other than bumping into people and chatting and moving around. So I think it's a good way to introduce people into the ASCII, the power of the character-based displays and the imagination and all that, and maybe they will try some more traditional roguelikes too. All right, but here we're looking at Rogue Meteor, and this is not again, this is not the action roguelike I saw. It looks pretty traditional with the grid, very nice pixel art, very traditional, but not like a limited inventory, like a four inventory slots, and looks fun. Looks fun. Let's see what. Well, they describe it as a roguish game, but I see it as a completely traditional roguelike. Right, another one that's worth taking a look at. I don't see like any special features or other than the limited inventory, like the four slots. It also seems a bit of range attack based, not melee focused, probably because of the sci-fi setting. It's got guns and stuff. Um, so you need to collect energy. Um, all right, the another one. Well, I guess that's why we made, or that's why the review committee does all this work, organized by Darren, to highlight some of the entries. Just as a reminder, this year we had like I forgot. Let's check. A lot of entries again. Um, and let's. Okay, so I believe I created the rogue basing page. The rogue basing page for the 7-day roguelike challenge 2021. And there were around 208 entries. And I say around because at the end of the challenge, there's always like some entries that were not really complete, and then they are ruled out, whatever. But over 200 entries, and it's hard to like get an idea of what are the best ones to play. So all the entries that you are seeing here are definitively worth checking out. It's not that the other ones are not, but you know that that's why we make all this effort to review them all, and it's far from being a perfect process, but it's what we have, and it's useful. Okay. Before continuing, I'm going to, since this is like a new channel, a new Twitch channel I'm opening, I still don't have a lot of followers on this account. So I'm going to tweet again about this stream so that more people know about it. Let's do that. It should not take a long time. I'm actually just going to retweet this one. Oh, let's see. I'm live. Ooh, let's put it here. I am live at my new Twitch channel, talking about the top 12 7-day roguelikes of 2021's challenge. Come join. I'm also streaming this on Facebook, and I believe YouTube too, but well, Twitch is like where there's more engagement, I guess. Okay, there it goes. Alright, let's continue going through all the different booths and discussing a little bit about the entries. Still no questions. Alright. So the next one is Idle Night. And this one, of course, it's inspired a lot by Hoplite. I don't know in Broglio, but definitely has some influences from Hoplite. It says that it's a small scale roguelike, but and it also seems that it has some card or deck building elements maybe. But yeah, you can see like the limited playground, very puzzly similar to Hoplite. Uh, but yeah, it seems to have like a lot more elements. From some of the review mentioned that it was a bit confusing, like it did not have a very complete onboarding, and it's always hard to make a good onboarding for a 7-day roguelike because time is so limited. Uh, but yeah, it seems to try to emulate this feeling of board game very well. Um, let's see some of the comments that were left by the reviewers. This is Idle Night. So, what did the reviewers say about Idle Night? By Tiny Touch Tales. Fun little puzzle, little row figuring out what's happening. Yeah, but they seemed to believe that it has a very good design and a rich and complex system and nice art style. Yeah, I agree. It looks very good. So another entry worth checking. Um, Down here we have Rune Master. This one doesn't have a video. And this one was also part of the actual previous event that we did on the temple. That was the 7-day roguelike expo some months ago. And yeah, it's in this one you kind of create your own spells. So I'm a bit confused because sometimes I start at a location where I have to pick a rune. Maybe it saved my game. I don't know. And it doesn't work very well on full screen. But yeah, I mean, the description given by the developer is that you are a rune master that crafts his own spells, combining runes. Let's see if I have any rune. So I have the rune of earth. And can I use it? No. Maybe I need to find some more runes. There's some overworld here. And I don't see any enemies or any runes. There's a H. What's the H? A troglodyte. And it's hitting me. I cannot bump into him. I believe I have to use spells. So the spells that I have, I need to create spells. And I will use the Rune of Earth. No more compatible spells. Save the spell. I guess I will use just the Rune of Earth. The spell book. Okay, so I have the Earth spell now. And I need to set a target, so I target the troglodyte. And I died. I died. Did I kill myself? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so it seems like it had saved the game. It had saved the previous game, and that is why I started like on a different location for some reason. But let's start again. Slashy the Rune Master. And here is where I pick the runes. So I believe I can only pick one. This is the Rune of Recall. Can I pick another one? The Rune of Light. Okay. 2, 1, 2. Okay. So let's go to the spell book and create a spell using the Rune of Light. I think the other one cannot be used to create spells, it seems. So we created a spell called Light. And can I create another one? Oh, no, I'm not going to cast it. Create. Okay, so I have like a duplicate. All right, let's use the portal, and we are again in the overworld. And I'm not sure that was a good idea picking that runes because I don't have any offensive spells, and I don't think I can attack by bumping, so maybe I'm dead. Let's try fleeing and looking for another rune. Probably should have examined the ground better to see what runes I was picking. So, well, you get the idea. I'm not sure if there are dungeons, maybe there are, but I believe the stronger part of this is creating your spell. So there's a portal that's you need to go to the portals, and there's this kind of cave looking or dungeon looking location. So very interesting. Take a look at it. All right. Um, let's see the next one. That's Rune Master. The next one that I'm going to check is on the west side. Right, we have another 4 games. And I have only played this one by Jeff Late, Rogue Impact. The other ones I have not played. So let's start with Moeba Roguelike, which I believe was pretty popular. I saw a lot of people discussing it and having fun with it. So you become like this huge slime as you go through the dungeon and you start like engulfing everything. That's all that I know about the game so far. It seems like it has some puzzle elements, and yeah, you're like this slime. So you don't move like normal roguelike movement. You eat humans, and depending on what you eat, you get some upgrades, it seems. And you can see the updates here. So you are like designing a monstrosity, I guess, in a similar way to blob-like, probably. So that makes like every game different, because your character is given different stuff, right? Different possibilities, and as you grow bigger, well, believe more different or bigger quantity of human enemies are coming to get you. So that's Amoeba Roguelike. Looking very nice. By Bectis, and I believe Bectis is here. Oh, he was trying to talk to me, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you are not paying attention. Hi Bectis. I'm streaming this conversation. It's always good to let people know. And also shared your awesome trailer. It was awesome. I mean, I did not could not hear the audio, but yeah. um, okay, let's wait for Bectis to see if he has something to say. In the meantime, I'm going to share in Discord that I ended up not just doing a visit of the temple. To the temple, but also talking a little bit about all the top entries, in case you want to check my new Twitch channel. Okay, and yeah, so Jay just reported this error. This error is pretty hard to track. It has never happened to me. It has more to do with the actual library that we're using to display the character display. So it's been extremely frustrating to try to find it and see what's going on. It's like all the characters shift some pixels, or I don't know what happens there. Um, and I don't know how to solve it. I mean, this we're using the Unicode tiles library, a pretty decent but pretty old library, and I don't believe it's being maintained anymore. And I've actually used it for a lot of my recent games, or for all of my recent games that have character-based display. But yeah, and this is not just for RogueNet. I believe this has also been reported for Emerald Woods and some other of my games. So I don't know. Maybe I will have to create this from scratch to have more control. But it's not easy because it may seem like the character-based display like this is a simple thing compared to graphics, but it's not really that simple because um, in here you have the advantage of being able to use a huge set of glyphs, right? Like the entire Unicode set, and then paint it with any color you want. Um, if you want to replicate that like with normal sprite graphics, well, it's not that simple. So I don't know, but it's very frustrating. And the only thing that you can do here is just like refresh the page, which sucks. Um, okay, Vectis is happy with his boot. And actually, in the original, I'm going to share that in the original design of the map, this boot was special because it had like this background. Let me share that in a little bit. And by the way, we are using Rex Paint for the map. That's Kisrari's um, painting tool. I'm looking for it right now. 1 second, because it's worth sharing that. So we are using Rex Paint, the multi-purpose Kisrari thing. And here's the map. No, this is the expo and this is the celebration. So as you can see here, we have the idea was to have this kind of thing to replicate how it looked inside that game. But currently the RogueNet client and actually the server as well don't support having like a background color for the tiles. So yeah, it didn't work. Um, Glad you liked it. Sorry, I will leave this conversation since I'm talking about all the other games. We'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so that's Moeba Roguelike. Actually, let's talk. Let's let Bactis know about this. Take a look at the recording for a little surprise. I guess he's not looking at it right now. But well, yeah, I think I had a lot of fun, and this is the perfect tool for this. I'm using it as a map editor. I believe Kisrari is aware of the many uses that his tool has. So yeah, that's how the map was created. Actually, and if any of you people watching have any questions, feel free to post them there wherever you want, on the chat, Facebook chat, or um, Twitch chat. Coming up is the next one is pukes, another one that I only played very briefly just to get the idea to create a booth And let's take a look at the video. So it's a very long video as well, probably with developer commentary. Yeah, it has developer commentary. Um, and what I noticed, I believe from what I saw in the reviews, it's the reason why it's up here on the list is that it's very involved. Like it has very good mechanics. What I noticed at first, at least, was these different heights, right? So you are looking from an overhead perspective, but there are different heights. And for example, you can drop from here to here, but you cannot go back. You have to use this kind of slope, right? And another thing that I noticed, but I'm not sure about, is sometimes you could. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. I was going to say that sometimes you cannot go back to a room you just went through, but I believe that's just because you jumped off that ridge or wall or whatever. I don't know what else is there to pukes. The developer says, let's see what how it was described. Use your humble armaments and dynamic movement atone for your sins and find peace among chaos. Well, not very descriptive, but um, yeah. Again, this kind of 7-day rogue like that. Uh, the redeeming feature is not like a single uh, thing, like a single feature, but rather being very complete. I believe that's how I that's the perception I have about pukes. So another one worth checking. Let's go to Numeron, Mr. Numeron. Mr. Numeron, he's always in the top. Uh, Always in the top of the 7-day roguelike challenge list. And I have never been able to get in the top 10, but this guy is, I don't know, always been there. I think I was checking, and at least for the last 6 years or something like that, he's always there. Um, and yeah, his games are always have a high level of quality. Um, this time, this is the other entry that is inspired by Tetris. So we have Tonhack here. Hi, thank you for dropping by. And let's take a look at the video. Dungeon Tetris, as always, awesome art, and I believe probably he's got a distinctive style now. It also reminds me of this old website of 100 game design ideas or something like that. So there's some kind of backstory and traditional roguelike. You already see some hints here of the Tetris uh, mechanics in the ground here, I guess. Um, let's go a little bit. So you have to place these pieces, and I believe is that happening like in real time or also coordinated with the, I don't know. So you use the pieces to bridge the gaps, uh, on the water in this case. Uh, it looks great. Not sure like what limits you from using the pieces, or if you're using power to summon these pieces. Um, but yeah, it's like a snowy place, and you are using these Tetris pieces to kind of complete or fill the gaps on the environment. Um, Traditional roguelike with a Tetris twist. And what did the reviewers say about it? Dungeon Tetris by Numeron. Wow. Pretty solid effort, traditional roguelikeness, and yeah, okay. Yeah, the reviewers were very happy. Um, I don't know what else there's to it besides being really polished and looking very good. Yeah, something definitively worth digging into and seeing what else there's to it. But even if there's nothing else, it's already something worth checking, if only for the visual art style. And I am sure there's something fun in here too. So that's Dungeon Tetris by Almighty Numeron. What else is here from Jeff Lade, the only other person in the world that has done all the 7-day roguelike challenges besides me. So he's like my nemesis. No, he's a friend. We are all timers. So Rogue Impact, and actually when Jeff made this one, I believe Kenshin Impact was like a incomplete. I mean, everyone was talking about it, about Kenshin Impact. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share. Forgot to share this on the Ultima Dragons group, and they may be interesting. They may be interested. So, and I think probably it's not that popular right now. I think I read somewhere that it was having some issues. I don't know. Any case, this is a roguelike that is directly inspired by it. It has like the classic look of Jeff's roguelikes, and I mean he's been around for a bit, so he has been carrying this this kind of code base from one entry to the other, I guess, as I did also at some point when I was wasting my time with Java roguelikes. I know, but yeah, it looks like very traditional. And what you do here is that you get like some surprise companions or summons or monsters that you carry with you, and they have special skills. And I believe the key factor here is the randomness of the companions that you get, um, and the variety, right? Because like there's a lot of different skills that they can have, and again, that makes every game like a different experience beyond just having like procedurally generated levels, right? That's important because some games may have like a random levels, but you always find the same kind of set, like items or skills, but I think this trend of having like games that you have to like make your way with whatever the game throws at you may not be like a groundbreaking thing. Maybe all roguelikes have it at some level, but I believe this kind of games make it more explicit, right? Like that's an important part of them. So that's Rogue Impact. You go into dungeons. I died. I played this a little bit, and you have to make use of your abilities. So, for example, here we have I don't know how he named them, but you're a single person avatar. And at some point, let's scroll a little bit, you have a second one, Slush. And you switch between them. You are actually always, this is not like a party based roguelike, right? You always see a single character of your party. You just change the party member. And and yeah, everyone is different, has different skills, different stats, and highly differentiated. So this one is like a poison guy, and this one is ice guy. and you can have 4 of them. I believe at some point they leave. At some point they leave. Probably, I'm not sure. But yeah, you level them up and you take them around for a little bit. Alright, and I believe we covered all of them. Yeah. Did I miss something? I don't think so. Um, so that's the a brief overview on the entries, on the top entries for this year. Um, July the 8th is the date for this celebration of this top roguelikes, or the top 7-day roguelikes. I may leave the boots a little bit for some days, um, and then they will reset. So if you want to take a look at them, try to go. Um, all you need is like a desktop browser. Chrome is the preferred browser for now, and just log into roguetemple.com/net, and you can roam around the temple and take a look at these excellent entries. There's also a secret in the temple that you may try to look and find. I continue developing Roguetemple client and server. The idea is to continue building on it and add some kinds like a improved conversation system. That's like an ongoing goal. Also, more persistent players, right? Because right now everything is pretty volatile, and every time the server resets, all your characters is gone. But it's not that big deal because you don't have anything, right? You don't have any inventory or anything. You can just create your character again, and that's no big deal. But yeah, eventually the idea is that this is going to grow into a bigger world, and it will make more sense to have your character persist, right? So so I continue developing it. It's open source. You can take a look at github.com. This is the repository. Um, /man and RogueNet. That's where it is. Completely JavaScript, client and server side, using socket.io. And yeah, you're welcome to contribute if you want. Or if you have ideas, you can always discuss them on the Discord, for on the /verse Discord, or the Roguelikes Discord, anywhere, or just reach me. No, maybe Twitter or something. But yeah, I believe that that's it for this stream. I just wanted to have a tour and to show you guys both the Temple of the Roguelike in this incarnation and the top games. So please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and also I plan to add some more content on game development and my games. Thank you for watching. See you soon.